Welcome back to What's Your Op? I'm Day.
And I'm No Ye.
And we're back at it again with another episode. And today we have someone real special. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
No, we don't. We really don't.
We really
but go
don't.
ahead, introduce yourself.
That was actually my first time saying that, so she's really special.
Right.
Hey everybody, it's Tony of Global Mindset. I am an artist and creative, and I'm really super excited to be here and just share.
Nice.
Repping Philly all day, every day.
Hey.
Winfield, I got a big backyard, so.
So what exactly is Global Mindset?
Okay. So.
Oh Lord, she had to take a breath.
What had happened was.
Brace yourself.
Y'all know the story when I start with that. What had happened was, when I was a young girl, long time ago, 97, 13 years old, my aunt was a sergeant in the Army, and she was stationed in Germany, and she asked if we wanted to spend the summer with her. And we would live on the barracks, but she promised that we would travel. So my parents did what they had to do. They got me a passport. My cousin, who is the same age as me, her daughter, took off for Germany in Frankfurt. Every day we took day trips, and on the weekends she would pull out a map and we would pick countries and different things that we would want to do. So inadvertently, for one whole summer, I visited more than my fill of European countries, including being able to go home to Africa and visit Tangier, Morocco, Marrakesh, Casablanca, amongst other places. So you can imagine being a 13-year-old from Philly, you know, and now you're waking up every day in different places, different languages, what it can do to you.
Right.
So that young John came back, little young buck, flew back to the States, and I never stopped yearning for that experience. So it pretty much stayed with me up until this day. So I never left the States after that, because life happens. But the feeling, the sights, the sounds, it all lives in me all the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I like that. That was just like an experience so special to you that you had to bring it to America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't something that you learned in America. This is nothing you can possibly learn in America, actually.
Oh, no. You know, the crazy thing, so, you know, being from Philly, being from the inner city, I had a teacher, and, you know, everybody was, so what did you guys do? You know, I went to grandma's house. I went to see Keisha and them. We went to Dorney Park, because everybody go to Dorney Park or Six Flags, Wildwood.
Yep, absolutely.
So it was what did you do, Antoinette? And I said, oh, I toured several countries.
Fire.
And the teacher says, oh, you imagined you went to different countries?
Excuse me, no.
Oh, I'll be back tomorrow. I brought back an inked up passport filled with country stamps and some of the pieces that I had. And she basically changed her attitude. It went from you imagine to
wow.
Tell us about Marrakesh.
Right.
And are there real monkeys on the Rock of Gibraltar? Yes, Karen, there are. So it drove fast forward to why I'm doing this is the ultimate goal is to take a piece of everything that I sell, and every time I get to 150, I want to give a kid their passport fees. And I hope that it inspires their parents, if they don't have them, to get theirs, or, you know, save up for the trip, whatever you have to do. But that feeling of seeing the world, the first door, the passport is the door. Groupon, Orbitz, shout out to y'all if y'all ever want to sponsor. I love y'all. Priceline, the whole nine. That's the keys.
Right.
And everything else after that. I'm not responsible for that unless you know somebody wants to sponsor.
That is just like, so I never been so like into somebody's explanation of why they started something.
Yeah, because that was great.
Yeah, like that.
I wasn't expecting. And we spoke before we started recording this interview, and she actually didn't break that down to us. We actually spoke about all types of stuff, but we didn't ask her what the global mindset meant. And just hearing that is like, that's amazing. Like I'm excited for the future of this company, and I'm just now encountering the company. It's not something that I researched. You know, this like we researched a little for the interview and things like that, and we conversed and things, but that was amazing. Like I'm glad I'm even more like I love your personality and things, and you know what's going on with the brand, but I'm even more excited to be able to like push this and help it get to anywhere. And along with us just starting out, like I feel like having this high of a caliber of company on the show is like it makes me, you know, excited for the future of just this podcast, because we're lucky to have met you. I feel like with this being,
I feel like the luck is all, the blessing is mine.
Yeah, I feel like this is like, that made me feel good. Like I'm glad, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Even though I was excited before,
but
just based off personality and the fact that your stuff is dope. But outside of the coolness of your stuff and how pretty and beautiful everything is, outside of that, I'm even more excited to help out with this mission. Like this is amazing.
The world is bigger than where you are.
It's much bigger.
It really is.
That's my tagline. The world is bigger than where you are. We got people right now in our city that have never been beyond the tri-state.
Not even that. It's people that have never even gone out of their area in Philly. Like if you're from Southwest, they don't go out of Southwest. I know people who don't leave certain parts of South Philly. Like it's crazy. And it's ridiculous.
Go nowhere, and they don't people who always be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then never do it.
Right.
They used to be like, yo, like you sitting in the same spot. It's 15 years later, like, and that's how I feel about growing up, like just in the hood. I go, like, I done went to college, came back. I goes like around the neighborhood that I grew up, and they like, when you graduate college? I already did, bro. I'm like, I already did that. I now have a job. Like, I'm now like a grown person. Like, I'm grown. Like, and
y'all
you now
saw all
still,
my memes, but
like,
you
know,
missed
doing
my
the same
graduation pictures. That was nice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, y'all saw all the other posts, but missed me graduating.
Yeah.
Right.
We went live, and you, all right, okay.
It's just like,
and that's what I always like tell people who are about to go to college, like, or thinking about where should I go. Do not be afraid to explore. Like that could be the only time where it's paid for you to go somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
So take the opportunity.
Okay.
Like I understand your parents may not want you to leave, or you may be even shy in the fact that you've never been away from your family for so long or whatever. But I went to Florida for college. Yeah, and I wouldn't change that for the world. Like granted, I'm back in Philly, and I appreciate that too. But you explore. When you have the opportunity, take the opportunity. Do not let this city mindset or being like you see movies where the people from the small town, they always want to leave. Mm-hmm. They know it's something bigger out there, but for some reason city people are just so hung up on being city people that they get stuck, and it's no reason for that. There's so much to see. And I was about to say, not only that, but your city might be great, but there are like so many cities that are just
different things, like
amazing. They're similar, but they're different. Like and it's so much to see. Like there's so much to see in this world.
I just want to travel to taste different foods for real. Like I'm tired of eating the same thing that we have here. I know that much. So every time I go
cheesesteaks
somewhere,
and pretzels,
I try to like eat different stuff.
Yeah.
Because like you never know what other people have different. Like Chicago got them big giant pizza slices.
Shout out to Chi-Town.
You know, like I just want to go and get a big pizza, even though I'm not gonna eat it all, but I still want to go and get that pizza and experience, you know, different things
absolutely
that other people have. But like, it's really, 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 really a good
I was
thing.
out when we went to Madrid. Madrid shuts down during the day, so
for everybody to take a nap.
Everybody a siesta. So of course we like, where everybody going? Everybody's hitting the beach. They're at shops. You know, they're just relaxing. We were at a seafood restaurant, like a family establishment, and we ordered the family pot. Well, it came out on a trash can lid, and it was every kind of sea creature you can imagine. So we're going through the usual, aka looking for all the shrimp. And then while I'm eating, I felt something get stuck on my lip, and it was an octopus tentacle.
Oh,
now that would have killed me.
I was devastated, and I've never had it. I never gave it a chance after that. I still probably won't.
Yeah.
sue
I
you.
just can't imagine chewing and it just being stuck on my tongue or something like
Yeah.
that.
But I
Like, that
didn't
would
even
just
get
be
to eat it.
Because
I
one-
was eating something else.
Right.
And I was like, try me. Come here.
That's funny.
And I'm just
But
like,
in my
"Ew."
mind, that would have meant that it's not 100% dead.
Right.
Exactamundo.
Right.
Which
Because why
technically-
is it still have this
Why?
ability to get
Yeah.
stuck?
Why
That's
is
what
it
it was
still
like.
functioning? Like,
Oh no.
And you know how you got that combo, like, guys, help me. It's just taking off. But the exciting part was, no shade to Red Lobster, but I had that experience right by the Mediterranean.
Mhm.
You know, so it didn't suck that bad,
Right.
Right.
but I
It's a
wasn't
story to
hungry
tell.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So those is very different,
Mhm.
very different.
And
That's
that's
cool.
good to know different. Like
Mhm.
it's not good to just know the same of everything or the same routine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I get tired of getting up every day, getting in my car at the same time, going the same way to work. It's so boring to me. Like I just find different ways to go to work. Like it was just
Yeah.
fun. Like cause I can't take it. Like I hate going
This
the same
looks like
way.
a
and
good
doing the same
Dunkin'
We
thing.
Block.
we still got the campaign running, the free day campaign, cause
Get me
we
out the
gotta
white
get her
collar
out
system.
yeah, we gotta get her out the 9 to 5 life. So put them D's in the air if it's possible. I don't know how to do a D in sign language, but free Deja.
Well,
one of these days.
you could do like I did and sell everything and hit the road.
This
Yeah.
is
Run
true.
by highway.
This is
So, because we just went on a tangent,
true. Yeah.
and we try not to do so much of that because the last time we met her, actually, the last time we met her was the first time we met her. But we ended up having a conversation for the longest time. Like we was in here till like 12 o'clock at night, and then I think the show started at like 8 or something like that. So we're gonna try to stay on task here. When it comes to your pieces, how does the global mindset incorporate into them?
So,
Because I know you have this book here,
yeah,
which is, what did you say it was called?
a
Yeah,
visual
visual
vacation.
A visual vacation. And it seems like in this book, every photo is set in a different city. So I'm assuming your pieces are as well?
That was, shout out to Smooches, Smooches
City or
Women,
country,
Smooches
rather. I would say country.
magazine. And that was a collaboration done with Smooches,
Where's the first
which
one?
is a organization for curvy women,
Curvy.
curvy women. And the organizer, Shantae Bradley, said, Tony, I would love for the women to do some editorial photos. And being a big girl, we don't get a lot of editorial stuff.
Right.
So this was a really chance to branch out. So we did a Facebook group. I asked everybody where they wanted to go. And from there, I did my homework, researched the places. I definitely did my recon work on the women, what their styles were like, and incorporated my pieces as well as some styling to do with the women. Devonda Carter of A Beat Above the Average did the makeup, and I so loved every bit of it. And we ended up just taking the women one by one to places all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people tend to think that everything I do is African.
Mm-hmm.
And my response is always, that's because we came up with the shit. So you see everybody
Right.
is
Right.
influenced by us, and that's why it always
Right.
does feel like,
Into other cultures. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Except for, American, because whatever goes on in this
America
country.
is
But
the
if you-
melting pot. It just takes stuff
Right, that's
from
the
other
gumbo of
cultures
everything.
Right,
that makes
absolutely.
us American.
but even
Yeah.
That's why they hate
Americanized,
us.
but even
Everybody
Americanized
else.
Africans of African descent.
African Americans,
Right.
Black
We
Americans.
black folk.
Yeah.
That folk.
Our connection will always be to home. You'd
Absolutely.
be very surprised. Anybody who's made a pilgrimage home, something turns on.
Oh, absolutely.
And everything that you know, the music, the vibe, the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you
You
dress.
can't erase it. Your genes are your genes. It doesn't matter
Right.
how far away from your parents you
It's
might
right
be.
there.
You still gonna look like your mom and
It's
dad.
right there.
Like
This is true.
it is what it is. You're still gonna sound like them. Whatever the case may be, you're still gonna have it. And that goes the same. That's the same with your continent or whoever you descend from.
Mhm.
Right.
You
And the
know?
first people, we are kings and queens. that is why all this flash, the color, the gold, the hair,
It's so luxurious.
the music,
looking.
it's so
absolutely.
luxurious.
And
We are those
ultimately,
people.
Black Americans, we still are the leader in pop culture. Like pop culture
yeah.
is a
We are
depiction
the-
of
we
what
are- we
we're
set the
doing
tone.
in whatever
It's just
our
modern.
current times
we
are.
still
Yeah.
do have that like that look to where we're like put together. We're A1 and we're this. Like,
Right.
and that's just like y'all said from
Absolutely.
the culture. Like I definitely see that today. Like everybody's kind of like.
And it's been like that forever. That's why hip hop is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You see the girl we just
That's
was
why rock
watching?
and roll is what it is.
Right.
It's nothing that doesn't come from Black America that doesn't reach the rest of the world. Even if we don't reach the rest of the world, somehow our influences in this country reach the rest of the world. And that's another thing that people need to understand is when you leave America, like
Yes.
while America might be, you know, where you're from, you don't want to move anywhere else. And when they tell you to go back to Africa, things like that, none of us plan on 100% living in Africa. A lot of us do, but a lot of us don't. A lot of us are fine with living in America. But when you go outside of America, you really see the impact that Americans, period, have on the rest of the world, and how the rest of the world still look, they love us. They still embrace the freedom of this country and things like that, and they yearn for it. They yearn to be here. So as soon as you go, they're like, oh my God, like you're like a treasure to them half the time.
Right.
And just off the fact that you live in America. So that's another
That's
reason
so
why this is so amazing, because there's so many Americans that don't realize what they have in being from this country. And while there's a lot of things going wrong, but in every family there's bad things. Sisters fight, brothers fight, sisters and brothers fight. It is what it is, but it doesn't change the fact that the America as a family and as a country is still a great place, period. And so many people don't know that. Like it's crazy that so many people don't.
We
don't
like
know
the
that.
South Philly Walmart of the world.
The
You know, y'all know it goes down
No,
late night.
seriously.
It
South
goes down
Philly
a little late.
Walmart.
You never know what you're gonna get. Shout out to South Philly Walmart. It's always an adventure.
Yeah, I'm about to go there after this. Actually.
For my birthday, I walked in there with a tiara on, you know, about this high, dressed up as a señorita. So and I was just getting some napkins and some body wash. So
You never know what you
we are.
expect in South Philly
Yeah.
Walmart.
That's true.
Bottom line.
But that's where if you travel, and the view on Americans, you would think it's like, oh, so much is Black American. No, the view as you as American, you'll see how people interact, and then it's a lot of things that they teach us about everybody else that you'll find a lot of those teachings to be dispelled because you'll be around those people.
Absolutely.
Right.
I was very,
Absolutely.
very rude in Paris. Very rude. I felt like everybody should speak English because I'm American. I'm the tourist. You should speak English. Now, I'm 13, but that's what they tell us. And all the movies, Mulan, they were speaking English. Why y'all ain't speaking?
Right.
Aristocats, y'all was speaking English. What's up?
Yeah.
So
It's just the
I had to learn.
Americanized version.
Yeah, oh
right.
yeah. And I had to
Right.
learn the hard way, like, no, you in our house now.
Right.
Be respectful.
Right.
Absolutely. I don't know about that because I would have expected them to speak French, me personally, but I get what you're saying.
They should have
because-
been able to understand what I was saying.
Yeah.
I knew they spoke French, but you
You
should be,
felt like
you
that.
should be bilingual.
But ultimately, no.
Coca-Cola,
Ultimately,
McDonald's.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Ultimately, you should have been walking
Your ice
around with
cream
a
machine is
French
broke?
dictionary, or French translation book, reading all of that
Well,
stuff.
shout
'cause
out
it's
to
not
my
up that.
cousin Jenya and her girls' high education.
She made it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now, could you explain some of these pieces though?
Yeah,
like,
let's get into the
like
pieces.
I know that you created like some of the pieces on your jacket and things like that. So,
Let's get into
Let me
the
give you the
detail
HSA.
of these pieces.
oh, what you didn't drop?
It was
You
the
break, you
earring.
buy.
It was
You
the
break, you
earring.
buy.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so let's take it from this one here. This
And I
is-
understand they're all named after different places
Yes.
that the places that inspire the design.
And let
right?
them know that you make these yourself.
Right, all the
Everything from
stitching,
scratch, all the
everything.
stitching, and it's so neat, like it's from the store.
Right,
like I
right.
just love it.
I asked her like 3 times, like, you made this one?
I come so far, because look, check it out. Come a long way. This is my first piece. After doing marketing strategy, living on the road, living out of my car, I miss being creative. I was always the event planner. If you were sick, I made you a basket with Campbell soup and orange juice. I've been that person. So I yearned to do something So I found a tutorial on how to do the fabric flowers, and when I finished it, I wanted visual vision boards were big, but I needed something that could be with me every day that remind me I would get back out of Philly again.
Right.
So I had a passport that I used to do date nights for people. And one night, a client did a Mexican night, so I did tacos. And this was the other passport, and it had a love note in it that I dropped off at the job. So this one was left over, and I put it on there. And I said, every day that I wear it, it's going to remind me that I'm going to see the world. It's bigger than Philly, and I'm going to get there. I put a picture up on Facebook. Everybody went crazy, so I made another one, and another one, and another one. And then I opened up an Instagram, and bloggers started hitting me up. Now, at this time, I didn't know how to sew. I was a glue gun diva.
Okay.
So it's amazing 2 years ago to see now.
Right. Your
pieces
growth.
like you have here.
Right.
So like this here is one of my original pieces. And this is the actual, I don't know if y'all can see this. My aunt, who was the sergeant in the Army, this is her actual name print off of her BDU from that time.
Nice.
So to be able to represent and always to carry her with me and that opportunity with me is special
right
as
next
well.
to the passport is just like
because she kind of inspired this whole
right,
thing.
and she
Yeah,
traveled
in a
because
way.
of her.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
she traveled because of her aunt.
Yeah, so
It was
shout out to the military.
Great
If
opportunity.
you are looking, it's not all that crazy. If you do want to travel, it's opportunities. And she went all around the world.
Right.
Kuwait,
Just make sure your
Germany.
contract is right.
Yeah, and become an officer, so you have great accommodations.
Yeah, because that's how my
'Cause ours were awful.
godparent. my uncle actually was in the Army, and he like traveled everywhere. And like my cousin was born in Germany and stuff like that. And I just thought that was always so dope. And every time I go to his house, I always look. He collects plates, like the little
From where he goes?
plates
Like
everywhere
saucers?
he go. Yeah, the little
Oh, that's
saucers.
cool.
And he collects like his house is full of them. Like everywhere he go, he has to get one. And then last time I was there, he had keychains. I'm like, oh, you starting something new? He was like, yeah, I ran out of room for plates, so now I had to do keychains. And I was like, okay,
So
just keep
me-
it going.
I create pieces inspired by different destinations. So you want to hold that one
Yep.
up here?
And this is a set.
This is a set. So I'm all about, this is Galleria. I am all about
tassel, right?
reducing my carbon footprint. I can't afford Whole Foods lifestyle right now, so I'm just doing my part. But a lot of times when you're creating with fabrics and textiles and things as an artist, we have a lot of waste. So my goal was to do my part and challenge myself by creating everything I could possibly think of, rings, necklaces, bags, until all the materials were gone. So this is a faux croc clutch with
My
a
fave.
beaded tassel
Yes.
and a matching choker and earrings
Also earrings that I dropped on the floor. I'm so
that she
sorry.
dropped on the floor. And I'm going to check if they chip. You break, you buy.
I would have bought this anyway. So
But
it's
don't worry
cool.
about it. Once she buys, a piece of that going to go to somebody's passport, so it won't be that bad. Another piece here is Southwest. So I love, love, love the desert.
Yeah, that looks
Native
real
American
like
culture,
Aztec-y.
turquoise, all of that.
It's
So
real,
a part of me, I always try to challenge
American.
myself by learning different techniques. So this is one of the first couple pieces I did with learning how to teach myself beading. So you hold up the clutch and earrings.
No,
the
the other
Southwest.
one.
Oh, Southwest. I'm sorry.
So you see it's like a fold over clutch
Yeah, we didn't have a training class,
Oh,
with
yes.
the matching tassel.
which is probably what I'll end up buying.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I also think about
I have to buy my mom one. Your mom too.
when I
Yeah.
create the creative process, I go on vacation. I close my eyes. I might have a Pinterest backdrop up. I'll turn on music. If it's Mexico, I'm drinking margaritas right by the sewing machine, responsibly with the lid. And then I can hear, see, smell, taste, feel where I am. Turn everything off, sewing machine goes on, I pull out a piece of fabric, and I go until it's gone. I don't have any patterns. I don't have formal training. It's literally those who
talent
purchase from me. You're literally
Right.
getting the lesson.
right.
If you went to a hair school and got your hair done, you're literally growing with me. So, shout out to Dana Creep Nation for being one of my biggest
Yes.
supporters. I think she
course.
might have the largest collection of Global Mindset, especially in the fanny pack department. But it's because of people like her who constantly encourage me that I can keep creating.
Yeah, and this
That's
stuff
so
is
dope.
the stuff is so worth it. Like I would be if a year from now I called you or something and heard that you wasn't doing this anymore, I would be so mad at you.
Yeah.
Like I would
Pretty
be like, you
much.
know what? I don't never even want to talk to you again. Like, because
But
you're not the same. Like
It was,
I would
it
be
was
not
a
how
whole
I
lot of
met
mental
you.
health.
because this so the stuff is so well made and so like the creativity behind it, the artistic abilities that you
Yes.
have just in your sewing itself is amazing. Because like
And
I said,
shout
half
out to
these
YouTube.
pieces I thought like I didn't believe that I thought made like that black bag. Looking at the stitching, it's like store perfect. Like
and just
it's,
the material.
I thought
that's
maybe she
used
just put a
is
tassel
so-
on it and called
the quality is good.
because I literally was like, "You sure? You stitched
Shade
this?"
to the
Right.
reseller.
Like got real
It's
ghetto. Like
so
this
good.
one right here. Like, because it's really
The
really
stuff
good
you
quality
get at the hair
work.
store is worse than it.
It's way
and you
worse.
paying $15, $20 to buy it, and
Mhm.
the next time you try to zipper your fanny pack, it's gonna be broke.
Yeah.
Like,
But all tea,
I
all
just
shade,
don't-
that's what we're fighting against as creatives.
Mhm.
Because right now we in the industry where
Everything is watered down.
there's not even that. I got 1,500 followers, if that. So they'll go on my page, they'll love everything I do, and 6 months down the line, I walk in a hair store and there it is, cheaper
Right.
quality,
Right.
not with the same integrity. I tell people all the time, when you get a piece from me, you might get something with tears on it. I might have to apologize, like I done cried, I done prayed over this, because I started this out of a means to self-care.
Right.
Because I couldn't afford therapy, and the traumatization of living out of my car, those experiences, life just really kicking my ass so many times. We have to have something we hope for and look on to. So every piece that I create, it is a yearn and a desire that you're getting. You're not just getting something because it's a cute thing. It's a vibe to do. Like, oh, everybody's doing fanny packs. No, this fanny pack means something.
Right. Shout out your Instagram so they can find you and they can look at these wonderful pieces.
So, you can
and the
find
pictures
me.
don't do nothing because with
Yeah.
I
real
don't-
life
listen,
quality.
shout out to Skinny Me,
is really
my mannequin. She been rocking with me
Skinny me.
straight off of I met her on Craigslist, and my mannequin Skinny Me, she's best model I've ever had because she up 4 a.m. 4 in the
up 4
afternoon. She
a.m.
stay ready. So you can definitely check out all of my work, what I have going on Global Mindset Lifestyle, Global Mindset on Facebook, and if you are ready to shop, go to my direct buy page on Instagram, shop.gml. And that's where you can see all the pieces. And if it's up, it's available. Cash at me, so I know it's real.
Okay.
That's
Let
Jeremy.
me know.
funny. Yeah, because I think I'm gonna purchase Southwest. I can't even front.
It's
I like
really
Southwest.
nice.
I do.
Yeah, we
But
have
we stopped.
Capri.
Yeah, name
Okay,
some of
so
these
we
other
have-
countries.
Let's see. We have Galleria. We have Capri, Southwest, Unguja, Tanzania. Woo! The island of
That just
Unguja.
sounds nice.
So
That looks real islandy.
I like my things big and gaudy. So I always imagine, like, what about girls trip, bay trip? You got on a fly bathing suit.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking in
You
my
not
head
about-
right
you
now.
not about to do the whole,
'Cause
like,
you have a lot
snorkeling.
of material on, so the neck is just gonna be there. Like I see it.
Yo, Deja is
Bow, you
turning
only
up
need
right now.
all you got. You doing that quick pick for the gram,
Yes.
and then you're gonna
I really
you got
see it.
your different earrings. You got your day and night earrings.
Oh, that's 2 sets of earrings.
Remember, I told you I had one scrap of fabric left on the head wrap, so I did a bead, a full
Yeah, because
Okay.
remember, she uses everything down to the last
Everything.
little bit.
And you said this is your first earring with fabric.
Yep. Nighttime, little sparkle.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you got your bathing suit for the daytime. You have a sash or a head wrap. So at night, during the day, it's a head wrap to tie the hair up real cute.
Yeah.
At night, you have on your beautiful flowy white dress, getting ready for dinner. You want to snatch that waist up a bit, so you take the head wrap off, make it a belt, and then to jazz it up, you add a pin.
Nice. Okay.
So that becomes
Like the
feeling
visual,
real, like,
yeah.
yes.
It's just
Because
like
listen,
I'm
this.
feeling like a trip to Bora Bora with her stuff on.
Let
Like,
me tell you something.
in
So-
front of the beautiful water right there. just
right.
beautiful.
Like,
and as women, we pack too
about
much.
to get
We
lit.
have
I
to
am
do so
there,
many
like,
accessories,
I'm
so many
there.
dresses. My goal, what about if we could keep it simple? What about if you just wore that black tube dress, that white flowy dress, and you just stepped out 3 out of those days with just amazing accessories?
Accessories, right.
So that's why I included the bag, the head wrap, the sash, the multiple earrings, the different necklaces, so you could really maximize all of that.
So the next thing I was going to ask you is, do you do clothing because you do this, or you just stick straight to the jewelry?
Child, they calling me. They calling me. You know, I cannot. I guess God's way of saying, yeah, you about to do clothes. I don't like to sew clothes because I feel like it takes too long. But I definitely, for the wintertime, I have this vision of doing coats, like overcoats with no buttons or anything, like a cape,
Okay.
and matching carry-on luggage or clutches.
Okay.
So I picked up some fabrics from Joe Mars. Shout out to Joe Mars. Love y'all. And we're going to try out some textiles and see how that goes. So this year,
So it's a possibility.
let's say, it's an example of a carry-on. This collection is called Wadobi, inspired by the Fulani tribe. And the men are adorned in such beautiful fabrics and beads. So this is my ode to them. So
Gotcha.
this would be an example of a carry-on. A nice deep tote,
Right.
something for your trip, you're throwing in the weekend clothes.
Right.
For the beach, it's lined, so you can dump out the sand later, roll a beach bag in it, take your day things. And then, I'm stuck.
It's so much.
Let me
It's so
see.
much on this little teeny table.
I
So,
know.
yeah. And then, imagine your bathing suit.
Yes, again.
You only doing it for the
But
gram.
a new one this
Yeah,
time.
that's what I was about to say. It gotta be
Oh.
as
Hashtag
simple as
melanin
possible.
popping.
It gotta be a new one.
So imagine you have a beautiful bathing suit on, and you're walking out with your sarong
Look,
on.
she is so hyped right now. She's picturing all of this.
I really am, like, I'm picturing it all.
With
the
your
She's
shit.
matching
picturing her
earrings.
grand pictures and everything.
Thank you. And that's the idea. That's what my creative process looks like. You can imagine there's like music playing, there's the Bora Bora mix in the
See,
background.
Those earrings are me with my afro.
Oh, yeah.
And how light are they?
They lighter than the
All
ones
the
I got on from
sides.
Sally's.
No
They
drama.
way lighter than the beauty supply one, beauty supply joint. That's what's crazy.
I've been a fly girl for a long time, so I got them droopy earlobes. So I still
and
want
that
my big
means
earrings.
A lot. Yes,
Yes,
that means a lot
that's
because
very
they
true.
hurt.
Oh yeah.
That's why I stick with my studs. Like I do hoops every once in a while when it's really necessary.
Let me tell you
'cause I don't
something.
got time.
It get
And I
real
see
heavy.
a lot of people who got split earlobes because of that too.
But and that's why, and I make sure I do clip-ons,
Yeah.
hook earrings,
my whole
posts. I do it all for
I love
everybody,
that
every
because
woman.
growing up, my ears was like real sensitive. And I didn't have earrings for a long time, like a hole for a long time.
Wow.
Like I
I
got
went through
like
the same
where
thing.
it really like I tried one more time when I was in 9th grade, and I was like, I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna try a different type of brand of jewelry, whatever. And it worked, and I actually took care of it, and it pussed up like it did before, like, and it got irritated. But when I went to the doctors this time, they gave me some type of prescription for it, and it actually worked this time. So since then, I've been cool, but my whole life, really growing up, I had to wear, clip-ons and stuff. And I think that is real, like, nice because it's hard to find those. Like when I was growing up, it was really hard for me to find clip-ons and stuff for me to wear earrings.
Yeah,
and women
true.
aren't a monolith. We're different. Everybody has different things. Like, even with the chokers, I'm a big girl. I always tell people, if I can fit it, y'all can fit everything. Because I made this stuff for me. Y'all just
purchase.
You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Like, this is Tony's world. So I always think of how can it best be versatile. Like, a lot of women like the fanny packs. Okay, well, I'm going to do 60-inch fanny packs, but then I'm going to give everybody a tab, so the smaller your waist, you can just fold it up or cut it off. Yeah. But I don't want that big girl that's a 3X or 4X to feel like, damn, her stuff is fly, but...
Right. Yeah, which is how it usually
What
is.
about me?
Right, right.
You know, I've been a certified big joint all my life. I was 6 pounds, 4 ounces. That was the last time I ain't had no tummy. And that was when I got here.
That's funny.
I've been committed. I've been down for a long time.
It's crazy that you said it because I'm the opposite. I came out, I was 9 pounds and 10 ounces.
Sheesh.
Like,
I was 6 pounds 11. So we was simple. I was wild.
I was
and
huge.
I never was
big,
a small,
like, fat baby with like 3
with
like,
a chunky chin.
Gigantic.
Yes, like I was this big
she was
baby.
giant.
Like,
she was a Cabbage Patch, like legit
like,
Cabbage Patch
really
doll.
big.
But see how it works? We never know where we're going to end up.
You really never know. You
That's
really
very
never
true.
know.
But I never let that stop me from my big personality, the weight, the attitude, the way I approach what I create is big. House real big. That's my jam. Like, we doing it real big, and I believe that when you wear global mindset, you're going to stop. People are going to stop you.
Right.
They're going to ask.
Right.
Because I only make one.
I was going to ask you that.
I was about to say, I want a patchwork jacket from you.
September 20th, 2018. There is only one of everything. No repeats. Because
So I'm sorry, Dana, but this calf skin Southwest is about to come with me.
That's
I know you said you wanted to wear it with some boots, but it's mine.
That's the only one.
You can borrow it.
Why? Because everybody's different. Everybody deserves to have something that nobody else has.
Right.
It's cute to have the labels and everything like that. But if you wear global mindset, one, you sow the seed into a young person's life by helping getting them their passport. And then you did it by being fly and being unique.
Right. That is real deep. Like, that
Hashtag, y'all label hoes is dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Let
That's
them know.
true. Hey,
because I never was one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me
no
neither.
matter how hard.
No shade to the
I
labels.
look and
Mix
even
it up.
try,
but you gotta have something. But there has to be, unless you're doing haute couture, you just like everybody else.
Yeah, I just was thinking about that the other day. Like, everybody buys the same thing and think they fly and think they cute and think they different. Y'all all look the same.
With them
y'all
Instagram
all
outfits.
Have the same,
Them Instagram outfits. One
like
person do it.
On.
They set the tone, and then y'all.
And then it's a wrap
mix
from there.
Ooh, I'm going to wear one sock.
They run it in the ground.
I'm going to cut
like
one foot off my
the,
Gucci stocking.
Yeah.
With the graphic tees and like the cut up part, and then with the fishnet stockings
they come and go.
And the Vans, like it's.
That's
Don't
like
get
the
me wrong,
fanny pack,
that's
the
a
over the
man.
shoulder fanny pack, like that guys are wearing now.
Right.
Like certain generations would have never wore that, just because one person think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's a new thing, and that's something that I've never seen men do before. And while there's nothing wrong with it, it's just you can tell it's a trendy thing because 10 years ago those same guys would not have done it.
Sure haven't.
Not at all. If it wasn't for social media and
back
just
then
stuff
they still had
being
people
so
like
trendy.
Fab out, Jadakiss. They wasn't doing
Yeah.
that. Like
Now,
know, back then it was
Fab was
everybody.
dope. Fab came out with the different Air Forces and Air Maxes.
And Fab,
he
he had
hella
the jerseys
sauce.
too.
He had hella sauce though.
Yeah, but and he still does.
Yeah.
And that's I feel like that's what makes people like him and Jadakiss and the people that we're naming. That's what gives them that longevity because they're not like anybody.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? A lot of other people who just follow suit. You see them coming, you see them go. But Fab, if you think of a career with longevity, you think of all of the people who were different. You listen to their music, you never hear them sound like Snoop. Snoop don't sound like nobody, and nobody has ever sounded like him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Ludacris. You hear Ludacris come on a verse, you might not even know who he, like the young people might not even know who he is. But when they hear him again, they're going to be like, Dad, that's the same boy from that other song.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jay-Z, his voice, like all of the people with longevity, Busta Rhymes, like artists, people that you don't even think of as your top 10 type thing, they're so unique and they've been around for so long. It's crazy.
It's all about the quality and the work and like you said, like things that everybody can't get their hands on.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just, you know.
Right, you know they got a saying where it's like, it takes 2 weeks to make a Toyota, but it takes 6 months to make a Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah.
And that kind of says it within itself. Like.
Oh, yeah. So, as we know, next month is October as we're coming to close to Virgo season. Let's take a moment.
I'm going to let you have it, but okay.
So, October is coming up, though. So, I know you have a little special...
yeah, that bag right there, right?
Yeah, special
breast cancer awareness
prize going on. So just give a little background of, you know, the breast cancer awareness and then introduce us to your piece for that.
So, I am what year is this?
This is 2018.
Ooh, shut up. So I am a 7
the end of 2018.
Look, where I been? Where you been? It's fourth quarter coming up. I am a 7-year endometrial cancer survivor. I was diagnosed in October, and 2 weeks after my birthday, I didn't have cancer no more, and I never looked back.
Wait a second. Pause. We got to take a silence for that. Forget the Virgo season. Can we take a silence? Like, you know,
a moment.
This is a little 5 second. Okay, 5, 4. Because that's deep.
Yeah, that's real deep. And your personality and things like that is like you shine bright before you even knew that. You know what I mean? Before you even told us that, we were like so ecstatic in the last time, you know, meeting you, and we just found that out today. And after with you, you know, briefing us on your work and things like that, and like it's just amazing how somebody couldn't have been through. Like I know y'all heard her say that at one point she was living in her car. Now you guys know that she's, you know, had cancer, and while she's had blessings and been able to travel to so many different places, yes, but she's also had some very, very hard times, and her personality is so bright and so amazing, and it's so dope and she's so sure of herself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You can tell just off of her pieces and the way she, you know, carries herself, like the outfits, the
personality.
Big, period. Yeah, she got her name on her shoulder, just.
Oh yeah!
Boom! Like this is my name. Like this is my people's.
But then it's a deeper meaning to the name. Like
and she's just
so
dope.
A simple thing with her. It's
like
something
I've only met her twice, and I feel like she's someone that you can aspire to be like. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So don't hear me on here crying. Let Dana do that. So
Dana stay making people cry.
Oh Lord. So 6 months. I had an amazing team. Shout out to Lincoln Oil. And I followed the rules. I couldn't listen to Google. I couldn't listen to the family that want to give all the home remedies and stuff. I really focused up, did what I had to do 6 months, in and out. The downfall of that, because I was on a clinical trial, fast forward, me and several other girls that are in my support group, about a year ago, we started noticing our hair falling out. We started experiencing teeth loss, bone loss, and the world is so vain, and it focuses so much on what you look like. Mm-hmm. So here I am. My tooth came out pulling my wig on.
Wait, what? You was pulling your wig on,
and I accidentally bopped myself. And you're not supposed to. Your teeth should be stronger than that, unless Mike Tyson knocked you out. And that's where it became the first incident. I found out, like, well, this is going to be the first of many. We're going to lose some hair. We didn't know what the drug would do back then, but we know now. And I couldn't let that stop me. I couldn't.
And that's what's dope, because obviously it's something that you notice being in a world where you know, vanity. Like you said, the world is vain. It's something that you notice, but I feel like you wear it so you wear it so well that it's like it's fine. It's like whatever.
I'm
happy to be alive.
Yeah, right. Who cares about a tooth, right?
Right.
Like,
let me tell you something.
That's really a blessing.
It ain't stopped no date. It hasn't stopped no opportunities. It hasn't stopped me from being on film.
I just feel like it's a part of your swag.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's because you embrace it in the way that you do. Because other people might, every time they laugh, they're like,
yeah,
and all of that stuff. It makes you feel like
Tony.
It makes you feel embarrassed for them when they're like that.
Right.
No,
and
I love Tony.
You're just so
right.
even flow with it. I'm like, yo, that's just part of her swag. Like,
yeah,
and I love what it is. Because it's just like.
It's
just like if somebody decides to go get a gold tooth, you don't know if that tooth is fake or not.
Right.
This is true.
They could be walking around with the same, you know what I mean, space, and it is what it is. They just too vain. They're too into it or into themselves to embrace it,
right.
and that's another unique thing that God gave you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as me personally, now I feel like it would have been different if they was all eaten up in like black. I can't even front. Because I feel like that's just a part of you not taking care of yourself.
You still gotta go to the dentist.
That's a part of hygiene.
Yeah. You still gotta go to the dentist.
Absolutely. that would have made me be like, damn,
no, that's
like,
not.
Your shit shot, dog. But
you don't get to let that go down.
And the way you embrace things and just differences in people and places and about yourself, I think it's amazing. Like I know people gonna be like, why she keep giving her so many praises? Because I can, and I think she's dope.
And and the world needs
like
more
it or not.
of it.
The world needs more of that.
Yeah,
it needs more of that.
Outside of negativity.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
The world needs life.
Absolutely.
Life is so short. Life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is not the pre-show. This is what you going to remember under this God-given opportunity. Mm-hmm. Whatever you do, you gotta go for it. A lot of people be like, damn, you've been a teacher, an event planner,
right.
you done did marketing, you done been a nanny, you done did tutus, I done did custom cards, like, you name it. Why? I wake up, I want something, I go for it. Simple as that. The day God called me home, and he say, Tony, so proud of you, that's it. It's a wrap, come home. That's all I need. That's it. Live full, die empty. No regrets. So if you want to start that podcast, you want to be the next whoever, just go for it because this is all we got.
Right.
And then past that, this Tony not going to be here long. This Tony will always be here.
Right.
Every young person that gets that passport and gets that experience, that pays that forward is now an extension of me. And I don't have no babies. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So all of those things, and even like October 6th, shout out to Miss Carrie and Praise is the Cure. She's going to be doing an event all day long at of Germantown, Mount Airy Church. Go on my page, I'll let y'all know more. But she's doing a day to celebrate cancer survivors. They have spa treatments, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be doing an entire show called Fighting Cancer Fabulously because for 6 months, 5 people knew I had cancer because every day I got up, I got fly, I went to work. Mm-hmm. It might have took me a little longer to get together, but I never stopped being me. Cancer didn't have me.
Right.
Because I was still going to be Tony no matter what. So this show is going to be entirely...
You didn't let it take over you.
Done.
That is great. Like
in shades of pink. To celebrate all of the women around the world battling and surviving and warring for breast cancer. So this is my ode to Capri in Italy. So can you see the little cafes on the fabric?
Yeah. I figured that was something that was where that was at.
Mm-hmm. So you need
I knew it was like a European style thing.
You need your clutch.
Yes.
To be the tassels. And then...
And you make the tassels too.
Everything is
yes. We keep asking her like she keeps saying
know,
like
right?
everything is
made by me. And then you
have
have
so amazing.
some tie-dye earrings, and even you can see the fabric is incorporated into the earring. So what I'll have is every woman will be wearing pieces, original pieces from all over the world, inspired by places all over the world. But the
I'm gonna
whole
have to
show
I'm
will
gonna
be
have
in
to take
pink.
Alice
Yeah, that's
because
nice.
she's a breast cancer survivor.
So will you be selling some of your pieces at this event?
Of course,
Okay.
of course.
Cool.
And then taking a piece of those proceeds for passports, and then I would like to make a donation to Praises the Cure because the work that they're doing out of Philly is phenomenal.
That's
So
dope.
shout out
That
to my
is
Pink
great.
Warrior. If you go on my Instagram page, you can see Miss Carrie wearing all pink, dressed like Wakanda forever to celebrate her last day of chemo. So that was a
That's
great
funny.
collaboration
That's
that we did.
decent. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, that's
is
real nice.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
dope.
put that in my phone because
Yeah.
otherwise I'll forget. But I
Yeah.
do. I
We
want to take
need
my
to
grandma.
know.
I feel like that'd be a cool
That is so dope.
like day out.
And then next week, kind of like a big week for me. The 26th, I will be at the Red Gala for Philadelphia Small Business Fashion Week. Friday, I will be showing at 7 o'clock for Philadelphia Small Business Week up in Manayunk. Saturday, I will be screaming my head off at the White Out, Penn State. Go Shaka Tony. And Sunday, I'll be coming back from Happy Valley and partnering with Gematage Designs, an African designer who I love so much. She will be walking, her designs will be walking in Philadelphia Fashion Week in Dilworth Park, and I will be doing all the accessories.
Oh,
So I'm looking forward to that
that's
collaboration.
decent.
And then we have the 6th with Fighting Cancer Fabulously. So a lot of
So
things
you
rolling
have a
out.
lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, trying to
That
fit
is
like
so
photo shoots
decent.
and a visual vacation in if I can. So why not?
Nice.
Yes, you need a model for that. Bathing suit one, since you know I ain't gonna
I'm
get
hold,
to the island.
I'ma hold you to it.
Okay.
I'ma hold you
Call
to
me
it.
up.
Since I ain't gonna get to the island.
No.
You're getting there soon. We're still running our free Deja
Yeah.
campaign.
One day, guys. One
Freeing
day.
her from the
I'm
9 to
gonna-
5
I'm gonna
life
be
so
free.
she can get more than a week
So
vacation
I won't
a year.
be stuck with,
'Cause
you
that's
know,
just
limited
ridiculous.
time of things they call PTO.
Well, you have Positano. I
Yes.
gifted you
Let me
Positano,
show
Italy.
y'all today. And she came with gifts.
She did.
It's just
So
So amazing.
this clutch, fold-over clutch, rollover clutch with tassel is inspired by a photo of a hotel I've seen in Positano, Italy. And the fabric, the flowers, it was so vivid. And then she has a pair of plush earrings, which are
I should probably take them off.
special because how light are they? Like a
Super
pillow.
light, like a pillow, like you said. And it matches right along with this. Okay. And you see
Liddy.
So go
I
ahead
love
and
that
splash.
this has this red.
You gotta have a little
zipper.
pop. It gotta get a little fancy.
Cause you can bring this red out.
It gotta get a little
Okay.
fancy. Just try it, just
I
a
love
little
I just
bit.
love it.
Yeah, and she really is.
And
It's
then-
crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. On top of that,
And you
she
get a
came
car. And
in
you
here-
get a car.
Right, like
right,
she
right.
came here and said, well, just from looking at my Instagram, y'all, she said, oh, you just carry a lot of clutches, so I thought you would love this. And I said, yes, this is me.
It
Like, how
really
did you
is
know?
like. She gonna say, "How did you know?"
Like, cause I don't like wear big pocketbooks or like extravagant. Like, I
I
usually
peeped that
wear
too.
clutches, like on the go type because I don't carry a lot of stuff. I don't need that much stuff. So
Right.
I just do on the go, and it's just like, it was perfect.
Yeah, she really got her right. Well, she got us right because she gifted me this
Botswana.
Botswana, which is an over-the-shoulder bag, which I had on. I took it. I don't know if y'all peeped, but I did a lot of movement at the beginning of this podcast because I took this off. And it
The
is a
matching
black
bangle.
over-the-shoulder bag. And she was like, "Oh, I looked at your Instagram and I didn't see a lot of accessories.
Or
All
color.
I saw was black, which is what you gonna get because I mean,
Power
y'all
to the
know I
people.
wear an afro. If you know anything about me, you know for years I wore a big afro. We also had the I ain't edited yet and posted, but we do have the natural hair conversation, and my stance on that is more afro, and hers is more,
Yes.
crinkly
So
curly.
tune into that. Put the notifications on so you know.
Right,
when
it's
it comes
coming soon.
out.
I'm maybe next Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of these days I gotta edit it. Don't judge me, because I'll be busy. But yes, this is my piece, and she got it so right because the little piece of Africa, and what is it called again?
Botswana. It's inspired by Botswana.
Yeah, so you have this little fabric, which is
a pocket, because women love pockets.
I ain't even peep.
Bonus.
I didn't even peep that.
Mind blown.
And then my other accessory to match it was this bracelet, which I happen to be wearing. Let me take it off.
It's the bracelet that
Yes, and
matches the
bracelet
fabric.
matches the fabric, and I don't know how I got it on. It's not meant.
Just.
Oh no, I got it.
Match it up. I was gonna say I don't want you to.
It popped off. But yes, the bracelet matches the bag perfectly.
And their own.
And
Y'all
it's
have
lit.
the only one.
And this is off of my Instagram, which has nothing on it. When I say nothing, I mean I do not post. If you know me, you know I don't post nothing.
I had to come
And
back
she
for the
got it
marketing,
so right just based off of
conversation.
that. Yeah, she does. She
I had
has
to come
a
back
whole
for my marketing strategy.
Yeah,
So we could talk about how I figured that out. But yeah.
She got
But yeah,
a lot of
like,
stuff going on.
She really got it right. Like, and I didn't know this was a pocket. That turns it up even more. So
That is so dope. And
I
then,
was
like
hyped
you
when I
said,
learned how to
we
make
have the
pockets. That was a
only
big
ones.
thing.
Like we have the only
The only
ones.
ones. There's
Like,
no repeat.
and it was a gift, what makes it even better.
yeah, and we still want to purchase because
Of course.
you know,
Support.
we
I'm
want to
buying
get some
something for my
passport.
mom.
Actually, my passport just expired this year, and I need a new one.
Time
Mine's
for the
not
re-up.
expired, and I
So.
need to stamp it up. So we try.
I'm in the
We
same,
out,
so I
son.
done
Okay.
had my adult passport. This is year 2, and I haven't left yet.
I need to
But
know.
glory to God, I know that all that happens when it happens.
Yeah.
So you know,
We out.
it ain't about nothing.
We really
I
about
had
to be
you
out.
know, get on. I had to get my regular life first, together first. before,
Free
you know,
Deja campaign still going.
Woo, we really got to work on that. Is it free Deja? Is it?
Yes.
We're gonna have to do something. Maybe a visual
market it?
vacation. Maybe we'll do a visual vacation fundraiser.
Yeah,
Portion
because
of the
she's stuck on the
proceeds
night.
go
Because
to
that's
Free Deja.
something. That's something
We can play
that
dress up.
bugs me about the 9-to-5 life. And this is a little off topic, but the fact that it's 52 weeks in a year, and you only get if you got a good job, you only get 2 of them all. You get 2 weeks out of the year
Asking
off for
permission to
vacation.
live.
That's just ridiculous.
Asking
I
permission
hate
to
that.
live. But if you go in other places, remember I told y'all like Madrid. Imagine you working 9 to 5, in the middle of your day,
You just
1 to
stop- you
3, take a break, shut down, go to the beach for a little bit,
That's like
grab a cappuccino with your
I would love
girlfriend.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how
And that's all
recharged you
you
would
need.
feel.
That
That's
little
all we
energy.
need.
Yeah.
You need that little boost, and you come back with like, I can finish the rest of the day. I don't mind. I had like 2 hours to do whatever I wanted to do. Like,
And
So
that's
when you go to other countries and you see that, you do come back like,
right. Because when
what the
I
hell kind of
I know
program?
somebody who's from
Call my senators.
call my senator.
Who's responsible for this?
Old people,
No.
the last generation.
Wow.
that fool right
But
there.
then they call us lazy. But okay, everybody else is winning
That's another
and mentally
topic.
cool.
Millennials versus the baby boomers.
It's
We'll
ridiculous.
Talk about that during Christmas, so stick around.
But like a friend of mine is from Cape Verde, and he talks about how like at 12:30, like the kids get out of school, the parents get to come home from work, everybody go home, and the whole the whole country just about take a nap for like 2 hours, and then you go back and go back to school. You
It's like,
continue out your day.
when you get off
Productivity.
work, you don't want to go nowhere. You gotta go straight home, and then you go to sleep and you wake
But
up.
that's
and
not
you at
even
work
getting
again.
off work. That's something that the country does
No, I know,
to
but
rest
I'm saying,
their people.
Like, that's dope, and I feel like everywhere should have that because when you do have real life things to do. Like in the middle of your day, you can get stuff for your children when you get home.
Right.
Before they get home, and like prepare them for
Yeah.
all this stuff that you need to get to the next day. And
Yep.
then when you get off and you do all that, it'd be like 10 o'clock, and you
Yep.
still gotta go to sleep, and you wake up and do the same thing all over again.
And that's
Like,
what happened to not just me, but many women, especially. Life start happening while life happens. So there's children, there's relationships, there's financial issues, there's the emotional stuff that comes, the mental health. All those things start happening that pushes you further away. So that's why going back to having a passport, you have to have something that whatever it is that you do want, you can remind yourself daily about it. And I think that's why a lot of women right now connect with the vision boards. And I have one myself that sits right in front of the sewing machine. So it's very important that we free Deja.
Yes. Okay.
I really feel compelled to help with that. So because life is more than just the grind. People, we be saving up for what? When you go, you're going to take your last breath. You're not thinking about the payment arrangement with Sprint. You're not thinking about Xfinity if they email me one more time for the 241. You're thinking about all the things you shoulda, coulda, did.
Right.
So you had to find a happy medium to make those things happen.
And that's,
I
agree.
True.
I agree.
And that's kind of how I operate when you're saying like the vision board and everything. Like as you can see over here, I have to write everything down. Like
I love it. I live for it.
I have no choice. Like and at work, I have like this whole wipe off board in my little cubicle because I need to write everything down. I need to know who got hired. I need to know who's working. I need to know who is done, like, and who needs this stuff. Like, I need to actually see it. So I go over there and I erase my little stuff off, and I feel like I'm getting somewhere. And that's the same thing I do with regular life. Like, I wrote down, like, I was going through a depression stage, and she don't believe me, but I was depressed, like, when I graduated college, because I just felt like a bum.
She don't say I don't believe her. I believe her. Because
like, I really felt like
I had to sit there
like,
and listen to the conversations over and over. Like, Deja, you're fine, okay?
No, I'm not.
Like,
I
you're
wasn't
fine.
So I went and I bought a journal, and I was like, I'm just going to write down everything that I want to get out, like, and I'm just going to write it down. So the first page, I wrote down my goals. I had no job. I had no car. I had no money. I had nothing. I was fresh out of college. Like, I just was in my mom's house every day while everybody went to work and doing whatever they needed to do, and I just was stuck
just
in
to let
the
y'all
house.
know.
Like, so I wrote down my goals list. And it has get a car, well, of course, get a job first, then get a car, you know, and then, like, find something that's your talent, you know, explore out your means and stuff like that. And I feel like I did those things. And I recently
look at 2018.
I recently went back and I looked at that book, and I'm like, I crossed off a lot of stuff off that list. Like, and I'm like, I'm doing the other stuff, you know, as I'm growing every day. And I just think that's so dope that I feel like I can see that I came a long way. Like, I actually can see it. I know I did it, and I know I feel it. But the fact that I can see it and I can feel, like, and I actually cross these things off, it makes me just feel good as a person.
That's how it feels looking at, where is it? Look at this. This is a ripped up t-shirt.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. There's no back on it.
Yeah.
All by glue gun. Look at it. That was 2 years ago. And y'all sit here and look at that stack jacket. I literally learned how to sew. I started sewing. My same aunt that got me the trip gave me a box of thread for Christmas. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. You want me to punch it up a bit? And then the next week, a sewing machine arrived. And I didn't touch it. I didn't open it. She's going to kill me when she hears this. I didn't open it for a whole month because I was so scared. Like, I'm not ready for this. Yeah. And then I cracked the box open and turned on YouTube how to start, and every day. And here we are.
And you work on yourself.
From February.
And this is proof that if you put time and effort into yourself, you can get somewhere and you can get to those things that you probably never thought you would be doing. Like,
especially if you put yourself first. Like,
exactly.
I've lived my whole life for everybody and everybody's needs, and this
and feeling bad for other people.
Oh yeah, like trying to save hoes and everybody. And this is the first thing. I've been fabulous at many things. If you go on Facebook, Say It Right, Cards and More, y'all be like, God damn. I've done many, many wonderful things. I am most proud of what I'm cultivating right now, because it is the first time Tony is at the front. What Tony wants, where Tony wants to go, what I need, and my own peace of mind, and coming into womanhood, especially in your 30s. It's like growing up with Beyonce, how she, now she a whole different bee. Yeah, it's really like that.
Yeah.
Like, I told my mom the other day, I don't know what 30-something is supposed to feel like. It is getting to that point where you realize this is my show
and this
in
is
my life.
Who it is, and I'm that person. I feel like I'm gradually getting there because I feel myself doing
let
this
it happen.
transformation, because it's just like, this wasn't me. Like, I wouldn't be here doing this if I was that person a couple of months ago. Like, I would never even thought that I would get here. I thought about it before, and then I mentioned it to her, and it just all came together. And I'm just like, yo, that's that's crazy. Not to think
When you receive the blessing,
and one of the things on my little list that I wrote down, forward. Yes, was for me to find something that I was passionate about. Because I felt like a lot of people around me had a talent. And I feel like a lot of people around me knew exactly what they can do and they was good at it. Like my mom was real creative too. Like she does like making baby shower stuff and like she likes to decorate and stuff like that. Right, like she knows that to the T. Like she decorated my cousin's our house and I'm just like, what made you think about that? Like just the way she do certain things is just like amazing to me. So then like I have other people who know how to draw. Like my brother draws. Like it's just people who know how to do certain things and like some people sing. And I just like, I want to know what's mine. I did dance growing up, but I don't think that was my passion. Like, I'm good at it and everything, but I didn't think that was my passion.
So do you feel like you found it?
I feel like I kind of did. Like, as I'm growing now I do this more and more. I can see myself, like, talk. And then being the major that I was, I had to come out my shell. I had to take public speaking classes. I had to talk in front of people all the time. I had to present stuff. I
would have never believed that you needed public speaking, but go ahead.
Yeah, I was a whole totally different person. Like, couldn't even say certain words and everything. Like, and
I would have to see. You had to give me receipts
I was
for that.
real shy, like really, really shy.
We both were.
Going through college, it just changed me a whole lot from like having to be on my own and doing all that. So like now being here, I can definitely see me taking it to another level. That's why I want to learn about the marketing and learn about different stuff so I can get myself out there and go to a bigger platform. So it's so like
it's
dope.
All going to happen.
Yeah. Like,
whatever
so
it is
dope.
that you want, that's what you go for. The thing that I learned is the one thing you'll know what you really love when you flat ass broke and you happy as hell doing it.
Yeah.
Me smiling at a sewing machine and Sprint is like, yo, Tom, you had said
you was gonna pay us.
You was gonna pay us, right?
You said give you 15 days. It's now 18 days, but we know you're using the Wi-Fi, and I'm just at the sewing machine like
listening to the music on the Wi-Fi.
Funny.
I feel like I'm in Monterey.
That's funny.
That's when you know you're doing something
that you
really, really love and you really, really was supposed to be. I always been fashion, all the hair, all of those things. My mom told me I should be in advertisement, which is how the marketing became a natural second.
Yeah.
But the purpose of the world traveling, like, it all brought all of it together. So I look forward to seeing it grow.
The funny thing is me, like how you guys are, like I've been quiet throughout this conversation.
Yeah, I've been. You see me
because I'm listening. No, because
is that Michael?
While I feel like I found what I wanted to do a long, long time ago. Because I've been doing music and audio engineering and things like that since I was 15. I'm now 28.
Hey now.
And I'm good at it. I'm great at it. But like last year, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't know that this is what I want to do forever. And that was the first time I had ever felt that because I was always so sure. Like I never had a plan B. This is what I went to college for. I was doing it as a hobby in high school and middle school or whatever the case may be. And like I said, I went to college for this. I never had a plan B for it.
There's 26 letters. Remember that.
That's true.
Just saying.
But see,
26 letters.
But see, me, what I realized about myself and a lot of other people, and like what you were saying, how your mom is good with decorating, and it's visual stuff. You do this. It's visual stuff that that people see as talents or singing stuff. You have to almost see it in order to be like, oh, you're so talented. Whereas me, I realized like I'm the person. Even picking as an engineer is still within this. I'm the person that everyone comes to for help. And I feel like that in itself and being that trusting is almost considered a talent. And it took me a minute to realize that. Because like she said, she was like, I had all these ideas and I was talking to Noye about it. And then I came to her and I ended up on a podcast. Like, I'm that person for so many people. And even, like, again, as it pertains to being an audio engineer, people look at me like, oh, well, you produce, you write, you this, you that. No, I'm an audio engineer. I need an artist to come to me with their plan, and I help implement it. I help make it happen. If you say, I want to, I want a podcast, I'm the person. I can sit down, I can write out everything you need to buy, get it here, I will put it together, and you'll be up and recording. Like, I'm that person. And for so long, I didn't see that as a talent. I didn't see it as anything to be fulfilled. Like I didn't see it as fulfillment. It took me to release those thoughts, like, well, like what you were thinking, like, how do I find my purpose, and how do I do this, and it took me to release myself from all of that. And just my prayer pretty much every night that I don't just die on the world and fall asleep is like, God, just lead me in the direction that you want me to go.
Steps.
Yeah.
And because I obviously at that, it started last year when I was going through this mentally, because it was like, I obviously can't figure out what it is that I want to do with the rest of my life. And I know the rest of my life could end tomorrow. So whatever direction you want me to go in, send me in that direction. And please,
and not knowing he was already doing
cut
it the
out.
whole time.
Yeah, it was cut out anything negative or anybody that tries to move me out of the footsteps that you want me to go in. And that was it. And that's when I started to realize, like, yo, even though I love audio engineering and I love what I chose to do with my career, I feel some type of way if I couldn't help the people around me.
Right.
I mean, and that was something that I was able to realize in finding myself. And while it's not a monetary gift or a monetary talent, it's not being good at audio engineering, because I am very good, but I never got the accolades, any accolade for that outside of being, outside of people saying like, yo, I'm gonna come back to you. Don't nobody never come back to me and be like, yo, I want you to go on stage with me at this show. And so I never got any of that. So I was feeling, so it makes you feel like, yo, is this really, is this it? Like, it should be more than just.
When God pushes, when you are in the back and God pushes you to the front, ain't nobody stopping it.
And
it can take 10 years.
Like I said, it took for me to let go. You know what I mean? And I'm a person who every morning I wake, and I realize this runs in my family, because I don't know if the cousin that on the post that you were saying.
Shout out to you, Boo, because I know you're going to see that. That was me.
My cousin Jamar.
Trying to multitask. Thank you.
On the post that she made to kind of promote that she was coming on our podcast, he was like, oh, do this, do that. He gave us some pointers or whatever. I noticed that in my family, we both, or me and him at least, we both wake up and listen to motivational speeches. Like, I play,
like Les Brown.
Yeah, I play those things when I wake up in the morning just to get me up and going, because there are some times where I'm like, yo, I don't want to do anything.
Right.
Like, I don't want to do anything.
I got my inspiration station on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's mostly Beyonce, but
she's somebody I listen to. Like, it's so many pages that I follow that just create inspirational things. But like I said, in being a person who's a healer or a helper or whatever, you so often you feel like you're just being taken for granted and used, and you're just putting so much of yourself out there and you're not getting anything back. Things like that. Like, sometimes you just need something to keep on pushing you. But what I realize is when I don't have anything to do or anybody to help, I just feel bored. I feel lost. I be thinking
something
like,
missing.
And that's how I realized, like, okay, maybe this is my calling, is being that person that people come to, because maybe that's why I think so differently than everybody else. I mean, maybe that's why I have so many cousins that are like, yo, I talked to all of these people and nobody told me this. Right. I mean, when they come to me with conversations, they're like, yo, nobody gave me that answer. You know what I mean? And I always felt like, as a child, when you're growing up and you're trying to understand yourself and understand people, if you're the child that always has the other response, people look at you like, all right, well, right. You know what I mean? And I've always been that person. Yeah, I've always been that person until you grow up and you realize, like, you're different because God made you that way. He gave you that creativity,
that ability to even
that's how we got the Lemonade album. That's how that happened. That's how we got the Lemonade album.
Like, these things that the accessories and things that she's creating, and even have the global mindset and wanting to give somebody a passport to explore and things like that. These are all different things. And honestly, the only way to create is to be different. The Creep Nation. You know what I mean?
Yes,
What Dana has going on here.
Yes.
Like, this is all God body. Like, to keep it 100, this is God. He is the creator. So when he gives you the ability to come outside of yourself and pull from something that you never experienced, if you never experienced it, who's creating it? Who's sending it through you? This is new. This is a creation.
So
it's all
this is so
God.
true.
Like, and
feel.
while I don't want to get too religious, it is. It is.
You gotta
that is
testify.
exactly what it is.
Like, it's facts. Cause this is how I feel like we ended up here.
Yeah.
The way what she's saying, like, it's just all facts. Like,
and the
it's
platform
all God.
I will
was,
also
like, it
be
makes
here.
so much sense.
Yeah, like it's God body. If you never like, that's like if you never heard a word before from another language, but the first time you heard it, you knew exactly what it meant. Who do you think put that in your head? Like, you never experienced this. That's the same thing with creating something. What you think about, no one else has done. That's like a new baby. It's its own DNA. It's something that no one else has ever made. This is a 100% God body. Like, that's what makes it a treasure. That's what makes it priceless. That's what makes it timeless. You know, these are things that will never go extinct because there's only one of them and they'll be here.
And
like,
the
you brought them
glue and
here.
Stitches fade, fabric fades, but the walk in faith of paying it forward and doing God's work is the part that lives on forever. Like, a lot of us forget the things, like you said, you wanted the car, you wanted the job and things.
Right.
And
look at me trying to get
And
out.
the car is going to come and go, but she's always going to
Sure,
remember
child.
that 2018 year after college when she actually was able to check the things off her list and she was actually able to see her blessings. You know what I mean? Even
But
though she
did
was
you
in a
wake up?
depression.
Yeah.
did you eat?
Exactly.
Is there a roof?
Yeah.
So has somebody said, I love you?
Right.
Those are the things, the older we get, the wiser we grow forward. We find a lot of the material things don't become
As
the
important.
center. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely plan on having a G8, a helicopter, and some lovers all over the world who only know my name and I don't need them to say much else. But the idea of what did I dream about? What did I go for? Did it work out? It's either a lesson or a blessing. But I did it.
Yeah.
I went for
And
it.
I accomplished what I said I was gonna do, and that's just how I live. Like,
Because somebody sitting on the couch still writing, they still with the blank page, and you wrote the list, and you went left foot, right foot, and repeat, and here you are. So if nothing else, be proud. If nothing else, you told us 4 times, roll it back, she is a great AV, and I do not doubt it. I come from an era where we used to crack open a CD book, crack open this cassette, and everybody got just due. You knew who wrote the song, you know who produced it, you knew who mixed it down, and those were exciting things.
And those are the things that made me do what I wanted to do. But we come from a world now where you don't get those credits.
We gotta bring that back because every part was important. Every part, big or small, and it didn't have to be the person on the mic, but the whole network.
Everything behind the scenes and everything together just makes it all one. It makes it who it is. Or
Y'all
what
don't
it
have to
is.
be the titans of YouTube, but the platform that feeds into the vessel is just as essential.
This is true.
Y'all got this.
That's very
And
true.
this segment of What's Your Op has been brought to you by the maker, the only maker, G.O.D.
Okay.
Yeah, he's down with
Okay.
You down with G.O.D.?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me.
Okay.
That's funny.
So yeah, give it all. And I know it's probably not intentional, but that's usually Dana tell you that's what happens when you roll with me. Yeah, we will touch on God's graces because we nothing without Him. And if you survive as many tragedies, things that people die from, they be out of here. I've had pneumonia 3 times, fires, all kinds of crazy stuff. And God said, I'm not done with you. I need you to do something else. I got something else I got lined up. I'm not going to see you without.
And things like that, or hearing stories like that, is why I also wanted to create this podcast, is to meet other people and get other people's opinions. just so I can learn. I love gaining.
That was that ABC.
There it was. There
Y'all ain't
was.
catch that? That was the
There
ABC.
was.
That sound you heard?
And
that,
I'm so used to it that it don't even bother me no more.
Clearly.
And I just
you
kept
ain't
talking.
even like, oh, all right.
Because I knew exactly what she
Bobby
was
had
like.
a baby, it's a boy.
That is
We're
funny.
just going to keep going with the conversation. I messed
That's
up
so
again.
funny. But yeah, and it just.
I'm just glad it wasn't me. I'm just saying. All tea, all shade. I'm just like, I ain't touch my mind. But go ahead.
Like I just like love the fact that it brings insight to me, because if you can do it and you done been through so many things and you done had cancer and you beat it and you did all them things, and I'm just a person who just was blessed enough not to have those, you know, those trials that you had to go through. It's like I can do it. Like I can make it happen if you made it happen when you were going through all those things that you were going through. Like, and it was way worse times than what I thought I was depressed and going through. Like, and it just sheds light into how, you know, people have different certain situations, and like you said, nobody ever knew you had cancer for them 6 months that you had it, because you didn't let it show. Or you didn't wear it on your sleeve, and you didn't let it take over you. So I just really appreciate that, and I appreciate you giving us the knowledge and dropping that, you know, that gem on us, because I didn't know them things about you. And I, just from looking at your Instagram, I did think it was just like tribal, and I didn't understand the meaning and the, you know, what it is behind it. So I'm glad that I actually came on here and got to know you and know your pieces and what each one means. So that it's just like.
I'm thankful for the
amazing.
opportunity
like,
to say
so
that, because I purposely there aren't like many lives, or, you know, a lot of people going live, showing them working and stuff like that. I like coming and being able to come in front of people and share and show. It's the reason why everywhere I go to exhibit my work, the first piece comes with me. And my first published interview comes with me, because people have to understand you can have a whole nother plan. I told you, I was doing marketing, helping the home, like, in the streets, and God was like, and I want you to make this.
Right.
Keep making some more. And then 2 years later, look what we about to do. So just remember the Janet Jackson video. Made for now.
Oh yeah.
And I was telling you, the young lady, shout out to Truth by Grace on Instagram.
Truth by Grace.
Listen, doing her thing, traveling city to city, doing the vending and things, and look at God, all her pieces ended up in Janet's video. Janet, darling, Janet.
Yes. That's so decent.
No matter
and that's
where you
the
at.
fact that you got a chance to meet her is like.
Shout
so
out
good.
the IG network. You make sure you like people's stuff. Don't just like it.
And
make
support
sure you follow
for real,
people's stuff.
for real.
Yeah.
Like, and
Comment.
you like it because you like it, not because
Yes.
you just. Like, I just hate people that just flock to stuff just because. Like,
And
I
the
want
middle
you to
finger
like
to
it because you
follow,
like it, not because
unlike,
somebody else
unfollow
like it.
people.
Like, I just don't like that.
I
Like,
can't stand on
it's
people.
just like, don't like it because somebody else like it. Like it because you like
Yeah.
it. I just feel like it don't
Yeah.
count if you like it because somebody else like it. You just don't really like it.
Yeah.
And don't like
do
it
that.
or follow me with the intent of I just want to boost my numbers. I always tell people I might not have thousands of people, but the engagement, the relationship that I get to build with people that are rocking with me, seeing what I'm going through,
Right.
I appreciate that. Rather than
Rather
20,000 people.
Right, that's just scrolling right by you and not even saying.
Or they waiting for the next celebrity to wear my stuff to be like, all right, now I like it.
Exactly. Because somebody else like it, like I'm saying. Like, you can't do that.
Facebook,
Because
about
they're
1,100
not real,
of y'all.
They not real friends. They not real supporters.
Yeah, that's
I
very
always
true.
knew she could make it. Oh, fuck, you didn't even share my
You
stuff.
didn't even buy nothing.
Oh, this segment is brought to you by Lowe's that hate in silence. People that, let me tell y'all something real quick. So, living on the road, right? And then out of town, I told y'all I was driving a brand new Charger. Most people didn't even know what it was when it hit the street. I had it brand new. It still was pull the stickers and stuff off. And I'm dipping in and out of these different cities. And for a minute, I would be like, oh, good morning from Miami, good morning from Memphis, good morning from wherever, right? Nobody liked nothing. Nobody comments nothing. Come through Philly. Hey, oh my God, how was Miami?
And
oh
know
my
exactly
God,
where you
that
at.
hotel? You had a penthouse? How'd you do that? So you ain't see that post when I said I was scared when I was sleeping in Walmart and the cop knocked on the window? Oh, but you knew I was
But you knew I was in Miami, and you knew I was here, and you knew I was everywhere else.
Oh my goodness. You're gonna be in Philadelphia Fashion Week?
I didn't know you knew that many people. I didn't know you were really that serious about it. And that's just how they
That
do
irritates
it.
me.
And then
Dana, my mama, and my sister. And I think probably shout out to Stacia over at A Radio down the hallway, because she be in the mix too. But that's it. But she done already hold her about it, because I done talked to her on the phone. She walking right with me.
See, I can't stand stuff
and
like
then
that.
try to jump on the wave.
I
when
don't
you
even
came
post,
back later
and
on.
I like everybody's stuff.
I had an uncle, and I told him, like, man, I ain't posting on Facebook no more, because 95% of everything I do is Instagram. My blogs, how I meet people, everything. Facebook is like your friends, family, classmates, all those people. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Everybody busy, doing stuff. And so I'm like, why share with them? Like, they don't care.
Right.
And the people that actually care, I know and see every day. So,
Right.
And he was like, no, you never know. Just keep sharing that shit. And I'm like, But it's like, it's for people. I'm learning. I used to feel real mad about that, and I know that I share this with a lot of people, especially when you're pursuing a dream.
Right.
You don't feel that support. And I do got a down core network that rock for me real hard. But go where you're appreciated.
Absolutely.
Journey out and meet equally yoked communities. You like AV? Hashtag you should be down with everybody that's in the AV world, because y'all can talk for hours about
and
it.
that's, I was about to say,
Y'all
the
know.
crazy thing is
You'll see the love grow.
the posts that I post as an audio engineer, like us at the board or us in the studio or whatever, those are the posts that get the most love.
Yeah.
And it's all
Because that's your tribe.
If you look through my followers, the majority of them, if they're not family, they're studios and audio engineers and all types, just producers, things like that.
Stuff that interests you or interests other people in order just to get that love that you're looking for.
Yeah, because the homies ain't doing it.
Michael Jackson
who's considered a homie?
stayed overseas. He did more of his shows overseas than in the United States.
Baker.
Because
Everybody. Everybody.
Tina went and got her. Tina Turner went and got a young boy.
Showed the most love out there.
Everybody.
And
Nina
she ain't
Simone.
come home yet. Did she come back for her funeral?
But even
living her best life. Living her best life.
That's funny. But you can even look at, people nowadays. Like Future, he didn't start popping until he left Atlanta and went to Paris.
Oh, you had to leave I was the flyest thing. Everybody seeing me in and out of town, rolling through with that nice car. Where you been? All these different places and everything like that. But it was like, well, what about when I was here?
Right.
And I know so many people like that. But the part, like Beyonce realized, and I don't hate referring back. That's my girl. But when you coming into your own, when you walking in your purpose, when you're growing forward, none of that even matters.
Because you're not even looking at that. You focus on that set. You got a tunnel vision. And you focus on that set, that set wave, and you know you're going to get it. I don't care what he doing. I don't care what kind of car she got. I don't care that she's scheming and got Gucci socks on, but she don't have I don't care about none of that. Like, I'm just going to focus on me and what I got and what I'm achieving, and I'm going to get there. And I feel like I'm a late bloomer, if that makes sense. Like, in this society, in this, this day and age that we're in, like everybody my age got these Beamers and these BMWs, and they do lashes, they do hair, they do all this stuff, and they just so popping. And I'm just little, they just still, like, they probably think, oh, she's still the same high school, like, I don't care. But I grow up when I grow up, and they don't know what I'm doing behind the scenes. I don't post my whole life on social media.
I learned about that, too.
Like, I did and stuff like that. I do be on social media, don't get me wrong, but I don't put my life on social media. So whatever I'm doing behind closed doors, nobody ever knows. Like, when I go to work, I don't talk about my outside life yet, because I'm not where I wanted to be yet. Like, this podcast, I'm not telling them yet. I don't need them to look at my stuff yet. I need my supporters to be there first, and who I'm going to get first, and then I'm going to open up to the real world, and then the other people who can criticize. The other people.
Because some people, that's all they want to do.
And that's just how I feel. So I just feel like once I get to that level when I know where I'm at, that's when it all comes out. I'm like, bam. And then I feel like that's how it's going to be when I start you know, doing big things, and they be like, oh, like, where did that come from? Like, when did she doing that? Like, what's going on? Like, and it's just like, oh, now you on my page. Now you trying to figure out, now you trying to scroll to
That's how it always
2016,
is.
but you not going to see nothing. Are you going to see is like a selfie from me? All I do is take selfies and post pictures.
But shout out to Song
with a
Magazine,
caption.
my next published feature. Speaking of doing stuff in the background, you don't
See?
tell everybody.
You don't even know.
Shout out to Song Magazine. It's Michelle. Getting ready to do a feature featuring my version of Frida Kahlo
Okay.
through Fabric. So that issue will be out songmagazine.com in late October.
Get into it. Okay.
Living my best life.
Let's get it.
Y'all are funny.
So you gotta keep literally. That's going back. How to tie in. Seeing the world. Oh, all right, that was my one. Seeing the world opens you up to so much of that. And earlier you had said like what you went through all this stuff, and I'm thinking my stuff no big deal. Please understand this. Though it was crazy. It still get crazy. That will never negate your left foot, right foot, and repeat.
Right.
That'll never negate or look down on your journey. Because I look at some people, like my sisters in my support group, we only down to about 3 of us because everybody in the last 2 years, their cancer came back and they're going.
Oh, wow.
So every day you gotta live with the reality of like, any day, damn y'all, is that gonna be me? My faith says, God said, no, I done put you through enough. So you might be straight. But that's still a reality.
Right.
But their family don't look like, Tony's still here. Because I'm walking a left foot, right foot, and repeat that's different from yours.
Right.
So you gotta meet people where they are. So, and once you do that, it creates a better understanding. And that's what world travel is so essential, because when you go into these third world countries, not even third world, just other countries, and you see how life is different, cultural traditions and things like that, it truly makes you appreciate
10 times
everything,
better.
and you get along with a lot more people better, and you realize a lot of our
see
differences
people for themselves
are just because we different.
Yeah.
Because you're just being you doing what you was taught or supposed to do.
Right.
How I'm mad at you
and not what
for
everybody
doing
else
what you
doing.
trying to do the best you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That goes back to my all the time theory is if people would mind their business, they could focus on their own stuff, and everybody be happy.
Everybody, the whole world.
Yep.
I promise y'all. But
Mind your business. I know I say that every podcast, but I really just do believe that.
It goes with every topic.
I mean, that's what one size fit all.
Like
that comes in all sizes.
Great.
yes,
Just like my chokers.
That's funny. But yeah,
is
this has
so
definitely been an amazing podcast.
And I'm
You
so
don't
cool.
say.
I'm like, this was a good one. This was a real good one.
They
Really
said
good.
that
And I
last
love
week,
to drop the
but
gems.
I'm so proud of y'all. Like, and I want it to be every week. I want to hear at the end of every podcast, this one was the best one. You know why? Because that means y'all growing.
We
forward.
are, and like I was telling you, I think I was talking to you last week. But like, if you watch our first podcast to now, you can constantly see progression, and I love that in
shaking,
it.
basically.
In the first one, it was only 11 minutes, and it was a whole lot of ums and spaces in between, so it probably really was 7 minutes. But look, and they go
So when I get that
have
notification on YouTube Red that y'all are now streaming, or y'all done moved on to Netflix for a weekly episode, because I profess it. All right, we're going to remember that I was the 4th best. Damn, that's really early in the line. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
Top five.
Top 5,
So that's
definitely.
cool.
Definitely
It's like
good.
getting a glue gun fanny pack from
I think
Tony.
she's gonna be episode number 6, and our first episode barely counts.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yep,
We
so
ain't counting
she's
the first one.
definitely the top 5
It's still up
in
and
there
coming.
somewhere, because we only on episode 6 on YouTube,
Still
but
up
on
and
here, I don't know what episode we are, but I do believe this is one of the best for sure.
Love.
If
Had
not
a
the
good
best.
time.
Yeah, we had a
Meeting
good time.
new people with new inspiration, with things that I never would think about, because I never would think about somebody creating jewelry or accessories from
with purpose,
with purpose, and then from like it just
other countries
comes,
and
right,
things.
and then it just comes back tying up in with her life. Like that's what makes it all so unique as well. Like, and it all started back when she never even knew that she was gonna be doing this when she was 13 years old.
Right.
And it's just
how I think about that all the time.
so
like,
decent.
I remember we touched down in JFK, and I touched the railing, and America. And I was waiting for my family to pick me up because I came home alone. My cousin stayed out there, and I remember I always wanted to be an American. I love being American. But I realized I could be American anywhere.
Yeah.
For however long I want to be American with the proper paperwork and book. So that in itself was like, don't worry, you're going to get there. And even once I got the book as an adult, the book as an adult, I realized it's blank, it's coming, you got this, it's going to work out.
Right.
So that's the same thing with growing your base with your podcast, growing a community and growing the due recognition that you will receive. In the end of the day, for as an engineer, we're going to start a petition, change.org, bring back the booklets. So
bring back credits.
Bring back credits so
That's
they can get
funny.
their shout outs. Y'all heard it here
And
first.
that's why I feel like a lot of videos now have the credits going up at the end. Like Drake, a couple of Drake videos has it for that recognition because they not.
Otherwise,
getting
you wouldn't get it.
Yeah, because we're walking into a generation that's not going to know anything about that. Like we even far away from Hype Williams coming up on the video.
They don't care about the.
See, in order to look at the pictures, like the album artwork, you had to see those words. You was gonna see those words.
You had to go through the words.
Yeah, you had to see, but it was exciting.
Yeah,
it was.
And you could read the lyrics, all of the lyrics to the thing, and then they popped up right afterwards. Yeah, that was.
And then you can. Sometimes they had posters in there where you folded it.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, that's right.
What?
Yeah.
Had the Usher one.
You had, I had Lil Bow Wow, that green and white. I think it was Doggy Bag, that green and white Lil Bow Wow album. I ended up throwing that out the window. Me and Jessica arguing. Me and my cousin Jessica, who was really like my sister. She lived with us for a little while and everything. She loved herself some Lil Bow Wow back in the day. And while I was a fan enough to have the album, she wanted to play the daggone song over and over. And it was one song. It was a remake song, too. She wanted to play it over and over and over. I took it out of the CD player and just broke it. And then I took, because that's the type of child I was. I ain't even going to hold you. If it was mine and at some point I got fed up, it's mine. I'm doing what I want with it, whether I want to break it or not.
And this segment is brought to you by the makers of Home Defense.
That's how I was. And I ended up throwing that poster out the window. It was the one.
Wow.
I broke the CD and threw the poster out the window.
Wow.
And she went in the backyard and got it.
Like she put it back
It's
together.
okay. And my mom was like, well, it ain't yours no more. It's hers. Since you threw it away, it's hers now.
But it's broke. Who wants it now?
No, the CD was broke, but the poster wasn't. The poster just flew out the window, and that was it. But
Wow.
A moment of silence for the Bow Wow.
For the Bow Wow, okay. For the Bow Wow CD.
That was funny.
Okay.
That was funny.
Moment of silence for the career, too. I'm sorry, Bow Wow.
Oh.
Bow's still a legend.
Sorry.
though.
I didn't know this was a shade channel.
No, it's
Nah.
not shade, but
But
like.
see, no,
She's
she's
going to get it
it's
together,
just
y'all.
true.
Nah, she's of a different generation though, because to us, and I think anybody who's real and honest from early 1990, who was around that B2K and Bow Wow and Lil Romeo's time, Bow Wow is technically still legendary. He still sold like 14 million albums.
Yeah, I said
He's
ended.
still-
I never said it wasn't great.
Let me
but
tell you
I
something.
lasted.
Out of my
I said
system,
it
But
ended.
it is what it is though. When it comes to careers and monikers and plateaus and things like that, they're in the past and they're stuck in that. That is the history of it.
Yeah.
So his career is his career. Just the fact that he's retired in a way, it doesn't change the fact that
He did
at-
retire.
and this was an argument I had with
I always
somebody
wanna
who
be
was
like Mike.
95 a night, because it's a difference between 90 to 95. If you was
Yes.
born in 95 or after, or I'm gonna say after 95, you think a little bit differently, because I was around back when Beyonce got Bow Wow on the track to make her track hotter. And people forget that was even a thing.
They don't remember.
And they don't want to even, people don't even want to say it for real. But there was a time where Bow Wow was that hot, where Beyonce, the B that we know,
today,
literally wanted Bow Wow on her track for sure. And it was what made the track hot. That's what made the track sell at the time. And you can't necessarily negate that because it's the past. So you can't say, well, if he wasn't on it, it still would have been hot. You don't know that. But the fact of the matter is that they went and got him for that track. Like,
I gotta come back up here and talk music with y'all. That's a lane for me.
That's her lane.
I can do that.
Yeah, but that's still God Body. That was all in his plan. It is what it is.
I can't go.
I know music.
Because
music and history.
Yeah, and people also forget that while everyone loves Trey Songz,
history.
His first tour was the Scream 4. I think it was Scream 4, Scream 5.
Yeah.
People fuck up. People act like Bow Wow wasn't like they act like he was nobody, but he was at one point.
Wait, I never said he wasn't nobody. He was a great person. He has a great history. Now, 2018, I love him as an actor.
I feel like he should just be a retired musician.
I just don't think the rap thing is for him right now. I'm just being.
He don't need it. That's why he ain't doing it.
Exactly. That's why this was a moment of silence. We all agree. He agreed.
But I don't think his career deserves a moment of silence, though.
For its ending, yes. He was in a great time.
Because it was like, well, that is kind of shady.
We're giving it up.
Because he
I
still
feel like this shade, like you were saying, you didn't know this was shady.
But
that's shady as fuck.
But I wasn't intentionally throwing shade. It's just ended in my eyes in reality.
But Pete, though,
that's funny.
Hov just came out. Everything is Love is wrapping up a tour.
He's a fake. I'm retired. He said he announced he retired so many times.
Jay-Z ain't retired.
It was one time. It's one time. What the hell are you waiting for? That was a good damn album.
That was the Black album.
Woo, that was a good album.
What the hell? That's one song.
And
the Black album.
Hov did that, so you don't have to go through that. He said him and MJ was like, "We coming back. Deal with it." Michael Jordan came back too. They was like, "Oh, he's done. Go play baseball." He's like, I think I want to come back. What did I tell you?
He did come back.
There's how many letters?
26.
Hey, I get it. And on that note, drops the mic.
The world is bigger than where you are.
Make them drop the mic.
Where would you go?
Well, this is a wonderful podcast, guys.
Yeah, this was great.
Thank you
and
so
it's
much
probably
for
the longest one we've ever had.
Yeah, thank you so much for rocking with us.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We almost hitting 2 hours.
Wow.
I never would have thought. Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at _beautifulday.
I'm May Noye on Instagram, MAINENOYAE, all one word.
I told you to do it.
Oh. No.
I'm trying to, look, I'm going to come back, y'all, for the marketing situation. Anime, do it like I told you.
I just watched that.
I'm
trying to sing the song, Ike, how you told me to sing it.
I'm trying to help, Ike. You trying to help, Ike.
I ain't the one that need help. He said, Ike ain't the one that need help. He was dead serious, too.
Child.
Wow.
Chill.
That is hilarious.
I'm Tony, Global Mindset Lifestyle. If you're ready to shop, go over
globally.
Shop, okay now.
Okay.
Click the link in my bio or go over to shop.gml and on Instagram and buy direct.
Hey.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you.